And I think we are in business. Seeing our participants in. Hi, everyone. We're going to get started in just a second, making sure that all of our tech is working, but thanks for being here. I believe I'm seeing our YouTube working as well, so we should be good to go. George, are you hearing feedback on my end? Double?
Not really, no. I might be hearing Ben, but I'm not hearing feedback.
Okay, great. We'll start in just a second. People are still trickling in. Thanks everyone for being here. I'm going to go on mute for just 1 second.
Carolyn, were you able to change the name?
Change what name, George?
You're listed as me.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. You know why? Because I used the link that you, let me see here. Oh, here we go.
Hi guys, thanks for being here. We're going to get started probably in like 30 seconds. Thanks for being here. Okay, everyone, thank you all so much for joining us today for Making the Most of America Saves Week webinar. My name is Kia McAllister Young. I'm the Director of Communications here at America Saves, and I don't know if you can see me, but if you can, you'll probably notice that I'm in a very dark space, and George, our director, has said that I remind him of Elvira. I personally prefer Morticia. Fun fact, I'm actually on set as we are filming our America Saves Week videos for you guys today and the rest of the week. So that's why I'm in this really strange location. But again, we're happy that you're here. We're taking this break so that we can bring you information about how to make this the most amazing America Saves Week. And if you've been a part of America Saves Week in the past, you know that this is something new for us here, this webinar. And we're offering these webinars in these question and answer sessions leading up to America Saves Week this year. Now, in the past, we've gotten amazing participation from you all. We've had incredible impact, and truly, this webinar series is one way to meet our commitment of supporting you in having an even more impactful America Saves Week 2022. The pandemic has increased the need and interest in this national conversation that we've always had during America Saves Week, which is to encourage individuals and families to get a clear view of their finances and to be intentional about working toward better financial stability. So during today's webinar, we encourage you to ask questions. We'll also have a question and answer section at the end as well. So let's hop right into this. I'd like to pass it to George Barani, the Director of America Saves.
Thanks, Kia. Thanks to all of you who are on today. You know, it's really an interesting phenomenon in this country that somehow we're just expected to know about money. We're told not to talk about financial conditions outside of the home. And so the movement around financial education has been important, but we still have this perception that if we're not doing well financially, we tend to be a little bit embarrassed. We tend not to seek help. We tend not to take action. We may not even open up the bills that arrive at our home. And we feel at America Saves that we should be having public conversations about money, about strategies to save effectively, that there are no secrets. We need to share so that everyone in this country really has an opportunity to develop financial well-being. So we created a national week to have that public conversation. And it's best had when thousands of organizations get involved, engage their own constituents, and have those conversations, offer resources, and offer support. Next slide, please. This kind of public support really works. Now, this is in the midst of the pandemic. We had over 2,000 organizations participate in America Saves Week in 2021. All of us reached over 11.4 million people with messages, resources, and opportunities to save more effectively. Just from the 12 financial institutions who won our designation of savings excellence, just from those 12, even though we had about 400 participate, just out of those 12, 158.6 million was deposited in 1 week by more than 300,000 people, just from 12 participating financial institutions. Over the years, millions of people have deposited many billions of dollars during America Saves Week. And on top of that, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people have set up automatic saving because they've been encouraged, motivated, and supported to establish the most effective way to save. Next slide, please. We tend to get a lot of media, which means participating organizations tend to get a lot of media. It also offers the opportunity for organizations in their own community to put out press releases and generate even more media about the great things you're doing to help people save. Next slide, please. We're going to encourage you, obviously, today to not only participate, but participate effectively. Make this really work for you. So step one is sign up at americasavesweek.org. Download the resources that make sense for you. We structure them so that they're resources, print, social media available to you for each day of the week. And we certainly encourage you to spread the word. In your community, make your community a savings community, get other organizations and institutions engaged, send them to the website, have them sign up. And this year, for the first time, we're offering sponsorships for specific videos that we're making that will be viewed by millions of people with your name and logo on it, and that will be available to you as well. With that, I'll turn it over to Kia.
Thanks, George. By the way, if you're interested in getting information about the America Saves Week sponsorship opportunities, feel free to give us an email at save@americasaves.org. So let's jump into America Saves Week 2022. Now, for the first time ever, America Saves Week has an overall theme, and that theme is building financial resilience. We know that we are very much still experiencing a K-shaped recovery with those that are well off being able to adjust to this new economy, and those that have low to moderate income having to deal with higher living expenses, higher rent, food prices, gas prices, and many not receiving a fair living wage as, even before the pandemic. Now, as an organization, we have a strict no shaming policy when it comes to how we talk to our community, how we talk to savers, and we don't shy away from the truth, which is that some people actually can't afford to save right now. So how we are able to intersect the idea that saving is critically important and needed, while also recognizing that everyone is not in a position to make deposits into a savings account right now, is that we make savings about more than just the act of putting money into your savings account. We share information that expands beyond just saving that 3 to 6 months of expenses, and really integrating the idea of having information to prepare you or prepare our savers for when they can actually save, and making sure that we're connecting them with resources in their local community like you that can help better position and help them gain financial stability. We believe at America Saves that an informed saver is an empowered saver, and that by having this holistic approach to our savers and truly meeting them where they are is what will build their financial confidence and build financial resilience. So that's what we're striving to do during America Saves Week 2022 and beyond. Now, in addition to encouraging these conversations during the week, you'll want to also encourage your community to take the America Saves Pledge. And I want to take a quick moment to talk about why you're going to encourage your community to take the America Saves Pledge and the importance of it. And really, there's two things here at play. When individuals take the America Saves Pledge, they're really doing some extraordinary things. First, they're setting a savings goal and making a plan on how they're going to reach that goal. Now, behavior science comes into play here because they're thinking beyond just what they want to do, which is to save, but actually creating a very simple plan on how they're going to get there. And America Saves also has research that supports that and shows that people are twice or 2 times more likely to reach a goal when they actually have a plan to achieve it. So as they're taking the America Saves Pledge and determining what they're saving for, they're actually also creating a plan by breaking down how much they'll save for per month or per pay period and how long they'll save for. Now, at America Saves, we believe that saving is a habit, not a destination. So their plan is more focused on the habit of saving rather than just how much they're saving. So do they want to save $10 a pay period for 12 months? We encourage that. That's amazing because it's about the habit of savings rather than just getting to an arbitrary number like $10,000 or something that could be very overwhelming to them. The second thing they're getting when they take the America Saves Pledge is continued support, encouragement, and motivation. So when they take the America Saves Pledge, they get emails and texts with information, resources, tips, and nudges based on what they've told us that they're saving for. And we do it all for you. So they also get invites to events like our town halls. They're eligible to enter into our sweepstakes and get other communications from us. And they're getting this all because you encourage them to take the pledge. So it's another way that we are truly collaborating with you to support your community and your employees. Now, every single day of America Saves Week has a daily theme where there is one topic, one idea that we focus on. So let's go through them really quickly. Our daily themes for this year, day 1 on Monday, February 21st is Saving Automatically, where we'll really fully embrace our motto that saving is a habit, not a destination. And that habit is best made when you set up automatic savings. On the second day, we are talking about saving for the unexpected. And for years, we've talked about emergency funds and how everyone needs them. And it's always this very doomsday-like-esque scenario. But this year, we are talking about saving for emergencies differently. We are going to talk about it from a perspective of opportunities rather than just emergencies, because emergencies can also be really good, positive things like taking advantage of fun opportunities that come up that you weren't expecting, like attending a last minute wedding or birthday celebration for a family member, or even traveling. So day 3, the conversation turns to retirement. And this conversation is more about trying to get people to understand the magnitude the retirement will be, getting them to imagine how they want their retirement to look like, and then getting a clear idea of what it will take to actually get there. And so our tagline that day is "Your future self will thank you." On day 4, we'll focus on saving by reducing debt, where we'll talk about paying down your debt, how maintaining good credit and knowing how to leverage credit are all benefits and are actually ways to save money, and all things that contribute to building your financial resilience. And then on our last day, we'll talk about saving as a family and how to include what you are learning about saving and financial wellness with the children in your life in an effort to build financial confidence at a young age and break the cycle of having to figure it out as an adult, which a lot of us have had to do on our own. So now let's take a quick look at our toolkit, which some of you already have access to, or actually all of you already have access to that. And this toolkit is going to aid you in encouraging these conversations with your community during America Saves Week. So if you have clicked the link to the America Saves Toolkit, this picture looks pretty familiar to you because this is what the toolkit looks like this year. You might have noticed that the America Saves Week website has gotten a facelift recently. And so once you enter into the toolkit, after you've signed up and received access, then you get immediate access to what you see here. With some preloaded content, which is an overview of the daily themes that I just went through, branding guidelines, which give you a breakdown of obtaining approval to use our logos, our brand colors, or fonts. You also have talking points in there, which serve as answers to frequently asked questions and are really great to help you prepare for any local or regional media coverage or interviews. We have a sample proclamation. So if you'd like to reach out to your local government to have it officially declared America Saves Week in your city, county, or state, you can do that. And you can usually do this by contacting whatever that local government's office is, like the mayor or your state representative. We also have a sample press release in there for you so that you can work on getting local or regional media coverage. We have sample copy for you explaining each daily theme. And then we have your participating organization badges so that you can share this on social media, on your website, and other digital communications that you're participating in America Saves Week. And we also have some graphics that encourage your audience to take the America Saves Pledge. So these are the things that are already in the toolkit waiting for you. So as soon as you sign up, as of right now, you already have access to these things. Now, I mentioned that there are 2 phases of the toolkit, and that second phase will be complete in mid-December. So in addition to what you already have available to you, in mid-December, we'll also be adding images, a video, social media copy that's ready for you to share, and daily email and newsletter copy that's ready for you to share with your community. So each daily theme will have all of that to support it for you to share. We'll also have some resources to support your community with that theme, such as calculators, downloadables, flyers, and more. And we'll also have a split to save resource toolkit to encourage your staff to establish automatic savings during America Saves Week. Now, our senior program manager, Carolyn Pemberton, is going to share a bit more about how to incorporate split to saves during America Saves Week. But I want to highlight something for you all, that you really actually have 2 audiences available to you during America Saves Week. You have the people that you serve, your community, who you've always talked to during America Saves Week, but you also have your staff, okay? So don't forget that while you're sharing this content with your audience, that you can also make a huge impact with your employees during America Saves Week as well. Now, one quick thing that I wanted to go over before we move into how to measure your impact during America Saves Week is that there are 3 forms available to you as well. And these forms are actually also in the toolkit right now. So as we're talking about them, if you realize you need to access them, you'll only need to access the toolkit page for you to get access to these forms. The first is the request for an embeddable pledge. And as you're encouraging people to take the America Saves Week pledge, they can actually do this directly from your website if you have an embeddable pledge. Okay, so that's the difference why you would want to have an embeddable pledge versus sending them to America Saves. To our website to take the pledge, because if you request that embeddable pledge, you're going to receive a unique code from our team so that people can have the experience of taking the America Saves pledge without ever leaving your website, which is pretty cool. Then once they take the pledge, they're still on your website and not necessarily on America Saves website. We don't mind it, but we think that it's pretty cool. We'll also be able to see how many people that you had take the pledge during the week. So it's a really great way to show your impact as well. The next form that's available to you is our request for logo use form. Now, while the full toolkit will be ready ready to share images for you, there are many of you who want to create your own graphics, your own videos, which we absolutely encourage and love. However, we want to make sure that the messaging aligns with our core values and that our logos are being used in their intended dimensions and so forth. So for that reason, we no longer include our logos directly in the toolkit, but you can get them sent directly to you once you complete the form. And the last form available to you is our event submission form. So whether you're going to host an event virtually or in person, we always like to know what you're doing. And in some cases, we might even promote these events if they're relevant to our audience at large or with any of our local campaigns. So for that reason, please let us know by submitting any events that you're planning on hosting during America Saves Week to us so that we are aware of them. And what I'll do in just a second is drop the links to all 3 of these forms in the chat so you have access to them really quickly. But again, they are also in the toolkit. And as I do that, I'm going to turn it over to Carolyn Pemberton, who is going to share with you what is a very significant part of America Saves Week, if not the most important part of the week, which is measuring our impact.
Great, thank you, Kia. You can go to the next slide. So we all work so hard to prepare for America Saves Week, putting lots of time and energy into organizing and creating. And there is a huge sigh of relief when it's over, and we get it. There is the one final step for you to take after the week is over, and it's as important as everything you do during the week. And that is to complete the America Saves Week reporting survey so that we can find out about all that you accomplished during the week. We then use this information to produce the America Saves Week annual report, which is where we shine a light on all of the great impact that you had on your audiences during the week. Next slide, please. And you'll find the reporting survey under the toolkit section of the America Saves Week website. It's only 15 questions. And if you review the questions now, it will take you less than 5 minutes to complete the survey after the week is over. And there are 4 categories of questions. You can go to the next slide, please. So we ask for your basic contact information. And then we ask for some specifics about your America Saves Week activities that you actually conducted or held or communicated, whatever you did during the week. And then we're looking for some specific impact data. We're looking for the number of people that you reached during the week, the number of people who told you they set up automatic savings for the first time, and the number of people who told you that they increased their automatic savings. And then lastly, we're looking for feedback about all of the resources that we provided to you for this week. So all of those items in the toolkit that Kia was just talking about, we want to know what you found helpful, most useful, and suggestions that you may have for other items. So that's all of it. And yet it is so important for you to share with us your impact so that we can include your results and our reporting. And again, shine the light on all of your efforts to help more people save and be financially resilient.
Thanks so much for that, Carolyn. One second. Okay, now we are going to talk about the America Saves Week Awards. During America Saves Week, did you know that you are actually eligible for you're actually eligible for one award, but we have two different awards that we give during America Saves Week. America Saves offers these two awards to recognize organizations who make extraordinary strides during the week, actively promote the pledge and automatic savings during the week, and just altogether make great impact. So we have two. One is the designation of savings excellence, which is specific to financial institutions, so banks and credit unions. And then we have the Savings Champion Awards, and that is specifically for organizations that are not financial institutions. So nonprofit organizations, employers, small business owners, cooperative extensions, schools, universities, and more. And we've separated them because financial institutions have the ability to impact individuals and measure that impact in a very different way than those that are not financial institutions, but both are incredibly important. And so while I have on the screen here what you receive as a recipient of the awards, I want to first talk about the eligibility requirements. So the eligibility requirements are essentially the same, whether you're a financial institution or not. First, you have to be a participating organization. You've already done that because you're here. Second is to complete the reporting survey, which is released right after America Saves Week. And the recognition for both are actually very similar. So first, you get the award itself. There is an award, actual physical award for both of these awards. And then you get a digital seal to display on your website, to share on social media and your other digital communications. You'll be featured on americasaves.org and americasavesweek.org. You'll be recognized in a national press release and honored at the annual America Saves Summit. And those award recipients are the first that we reach out to collaborate on future projects with America Saves. So again, the designation of Savings Excellence Award is for our financial institutions. The Savings Champion Award is for our organizations that are not financial institutions. So now I'd like to invite up Amanda Woods, our program coordinator, to give some tips on how to make America Saves Week your own.
All right, thanks, Kia. So I think the really fun thing about being a partner for America Saves Week is that you can find really fun and creative ways to really use all of the amazing resources and tools that we provide in the toolkit, but really get creative and highlight what your organization does really well. If you could go to the next slide for me, please. All right, so I think some of the most effective ways that I've seen some of our local campaigns in particular participate are when they really highlight what their organization does well. Excuse me. When you center the work and the outreach that you do regularly and well, and you're reaching audiences that you reach well, you have that impact that you're already tapping into. And so taking a look at the toolkit, taking a look at what we have to offer, and really finding a creative way to fold it into what you're already doing. So if you have a wide network of partners, what's a way that you can engage them around the week as well? Is there a particular day or particular theme that really hits well with the work that you're doing collectively? Do you offer educational programming? And is there an option or an opportunity during the week that you could use to sort of tie in the resources and tools that are available to you during in the toolkit? Do you have a really active virtual community? If so, that would be a really great opportunity to use a lot of the social media information, the images, the videos, the social media content that's pre-made in the toolkit to reach out to your audiences. So I think the really important thing to do as a partner is to take a look at what you're doing well and really kind of tie America Saves Week into that. Next slide. I think that it's also important that there's no one way to have a successful America Saves Week. So the right way is what works best for you. And your participation might look different from year to year. And that's great because it means that you're taking what worked best last year and maybe growing on that. A really fun, I will highlight one of our local campaigns who you probably have seen if you follow our partner updates. But Kentucky Saves does a statewide piggy bank contest where they invite the youth across the state to decorate really adorable piggy banks. And then they pick winners, they highlight them in their state capital, they have their governor talk about them. And it's just a really fun and creative way to not only get their youth and really just statewide engagement in general around financial literacy, but also really highlight the week and just provides a great talking point. So yeah, that's kind of my advice for really making the week year round.
Great, thanks, Amanda. So I'm going to elaborate a little bit more on Split to Save, which Kia mentioned earlier. So Split to Save is a tool that we have to offer for you for if you are going to be making employees one of your target audiences for America Saves Week. And we highly encourage you to do that, whether your staff is 10 people, 100 people, or 500 people or more. Focusing on your staff is a great way to take advantage of America Saves Week. And the Split to Save Pledge is an online tool that helps educate your employees about saving automatically through split deposit, and it encourages them to execute a split. So we know that saving through a paycheck is one of the most effective saving strategies that helps people develop that lifelong saving habit. The Split to Save Pledge guides your employees through the process of making a simple saving plan, just like Kia talked about in the beginning, and then helps them determine how much money to save per paycheck based on their plan and their goal. So even if an employee is saving $5 a paycheck, that's great because it is helping them to build that saving habit. So if you use direct deposit to pay your employees, you already have the necessary core system in place to promote split deposit. And so then it becomes just a matter of making your employees aware that they can save through their paycheck and the benefits of using split deposit. So Split to Save is easy to use, and it can be incorporated into all 5 daily themes of America Saves Week. It can be used to talk about saving automatically, obviously. It can be used to talk about saving for those unexpected expenses, both good and bad. It can be used to talk about saving for retirement. It can be used to talk about saving, through paying down your debt. And then also with your family. I mean, what better strategy to start making your children aware, particularly teens, about saving every time they get paid. So we also offer technical assistance and to help you use Split to Save. And if you don't use direct deposit, we can show you how you can still use Split to Save to promote automatic savings. So all you have to do is sign up at splittosave.org, and you'll gain access to this tool that you can use during America Saves Week. Thanks.
Thanks, Carolyn. So before we hop into questions and answers, I just kind of want to quickly recap what we've talked about today, which is really taking you through the toolkit, knowing what's coming as we go up through mid-December with the rest of the toolkit. So you know what's ahead. You can start planning what your America Saves Week looks like as an organization. Now, you, like Amanda said, you can have your America Saves Week be as much or as little as you'd like. We have so many resources for you that are ready to go. So it's completely reasonable for you to join in America Saves Week and just use the tools that we give you and share it throughout the week. You can also get creative, add more events, create your own content and graphics, start to incorporate split to save and talking directly to your employees in addition to your constituents or your community or your audience. So what we're here today to do is to really just encourage you to really have a plan of what it looks like for you guys as an organization to participate in America Saves Week, to make sure that you get familiar with that reporting survey so that you know what questions and how to measure your impact, so that filling out that reporting survey is super easy for you after America Saves Week. You can actually go to the reporting survey right now and see the questions that are going to be asked of you so that you can start getting a plan together of how to record and document and gather that information so that it's super simple for you to complete right after America Saves Week, and so that you will definitely be on the radar for our awards, either the designation of Savings Excellence or Savings Champion. Now, if you're listening to all of this and you want some ideas or you have some questions, feel free to email us. I can put my email in the chat. You can email me directly, or you can email us as an organization. Let's see, I'll put that in there right now. If you need to toss around some ideas, happy to do that with you guys. We want to support you as a team and make sure that you feel very supported, ready to make a huge impact during America Saves Week. So now we're going to invite you to ask any questions that you have. I did see someone ask if we were going to send you our slides. We're actually going to send a replay out that includes the entire video, so you'll have access to that you'll receive probably tomorrow. But if you have any questions, feel free to ask them now. Or if you want to share what you do during America Saves Week and have done in the past to give some ideas to other organizations, we'd love to hear about that as well. So feel free to put that in the chat if you have any questions. And I'm here as long as you need me to be. So we have this slated to 3 o'clock. So feel free to ask any questions that you actually have. I'm also going to go through the chat to see if I missed any. Okay. We're also checking our YouTube chat to see if there are any questions as well. One thing I wanted to note is I'm seeing that some of you are getting an error on the logo request page. So we will look into that and make sure that it's updated and fixed after this webinar today. And I'm not seeing any questions, which means you guys are ready to go. Oh, here's one. How to engage the Hispanic community? That's a great question, Carla. Actually, we are in the process of finalizing our Spanish pledge. So that will be up and running before America Saves Week. And we'll also have some Spanish resources as well. So that is definitely on our radar and coming your way, so that you'll have some actual resources to start with. And then you can also, create your own resources as well, in addition to what we have available for you. I also know that the FDIC has quite a bit of resources for the Spanish-speaking community. They are always a partner of America Saves Week, so feel free to also go to the FDIC resources and utilize those during the week as well. As an employer, is there a way to get reporting on who makes the pledge? So we can't, America Saves is really, we're a part of the Consumer Federation of America, so customer privacy is super important to us. So we don't release the actual names of who took the pledge, but we can report to you how many people have taken the pledge. So it's just part of our privacy policy to not release names, but we can do a survey for you directly to them as a middleman if needed. And we can always report to you how many people took the pledge if you have an embeddable pledge. So in order to do that, Julie, you have to have an embeddable pledge. So if that is something that you'd like more information on and want to track, what you'll want to do is make sure that you request an embeddable pledge so that we're able to track that for you. There's no way for us to track it if you're sending them directly to the America Saves pledge. Okay. Awesome. I'm seeing there's some excitement around the Spanish materials. And Carolyn, that's a great point, Carolyn. If you sign up with Split to Save, you can also get that same information as well, in addition to the embeddable pledge. Any other questions? Don't be shy. This is not the time to be shy. We're here to answer questions for you. One thing I want to note for those of you that are financial institutions who may be on, we'll be doing an additional webinar just for financial institutions soon that goes more in detail about measuring the impact in the reporting survey and how you can kind of make America Saves Week your own, because it's vastly different than organizations that are not financial institutions. So we wanted to make sure that we have some direct support for you there as well. Okay, Melinda says, on the videos, how does sponsorship work? For example, can you help a local campaign customize? Many of our local media will run free PSAs for local outreach. That's awesome, Melinda. So video sponsorship for America Saves Week, because they're already being filmed, the videos themselves support the daily themes. So sponsoring a video usually means that it's more like marketing. So you'll be included in all of our marketing. Your logos will appear at the end of the videos, and you'll also be a part of any emails that we have go out. And there's 2 tiers of sponsorship with America Saves Week. So we have our video sponsorship, but we'll also be hosting a town hall during America Saves Week that you can be that you can sponsor, be a sponsor for the town hall. I hope that you guys have seen our town halls. If not, you should definitely go to our YouTube channel. Right now, our town halls are averaging around 10,000 views for each one between our Facebook page and YouTube and our website. And they are really, they're really great content, very high engagement for our savers as well. And they're a lot of fun. So if sponsoring a video doesn't feel like the way to go, then you might just want to be a sponsor for the town hall itself. Answered all your questions. That's great to hear. Appreciate the contact. And thanks so much. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Awesome. Okay, it's sounding like you guys are getting all your questions answered. That's a really great call out for telling us that you feel like all your questions are answered. That's great. Thank you so much. If you have any additional questions, I'd put my email in the chat, but you can also email save@americasaves.org anytime to get your questions answered. And you will all be getting the replay of this as well. So thanks so much for being on. We appreciate you so much, and we're looking forward to America Saves Week 2022. Thanks, guys.